Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about as Dungeon Masters and as Dragon Masters, how the need to introduce profundity vectors and manage profundity vectors within Dungeons and Dragons. And I want to talk about this in context to um, Big Bang Theory, the show. Okay. All right. What is the profundity vector in Big Bang Theory? What is one of the profundity vectors in the main? What is the main profundity vector in the Big Bang Theory? Where does Big Bang Theory leave the laugh track behind and provide profound truth about an individual, a culture, and a society? Well, it's the staircase. So, Howard, Raj, Leonard, and Sheldon all have conversations going up and down the stairs in their building. And this is very unique. You do not see this in many sitcoms, situation comedies at all, right? And the reason why is most situation comedies never reach the level of a profundity vector. But there is this very distinct profundity vector, this ability um, to give something profound, to establish something very profound, right? And so I think that's very interesting, right? So with that said, let's get into what is the profound truth this profundity vector gives us? Well, it is that in life, today, in current life, you should absolutely be a knowledge worker and completely forsake any physical work. I think that is the message of the Big Bang Theory. And the reason why is the difference between Leonard and Penny, right? So basically, who so for so basically who is Leonard? Leonard is the adventurer. He is going into the dungeon with sword and board, and he is defeating monsters, right? Who is Penny? Penny is the monster in this story. Now, before anybody gets like, wait, you're saying Penny's a monster? Yes, but she's the unicorn in the monster manual. You're like, wait a second, why is a unicorn in the monster manual? Penny is not seeking to harm Leonard, right? But she has the ability to utterly destroy him, right? So how do we arrive at the idea that that Leonard is the adventurer and Penny is the monster? Well, when so basically when Leonard and Sheldon are on the stairs the most, right? They go down. When they go down in the morning, they're going into their own dungeons, which is their professional life. And there they slay monsters. They deal with the most difficult equations. They deal with the ivory tower obstacles of universities, and they slay. They have extremely effective professional lives. When they come home at the end of the day, then they actually are struggling with their personal lives, right? Leonard encounters Penny, right? And Penny is like, is it's very clear from the beginning that Penny has the ability to utterly destroy Leonard whenever she wishes. The first episode, she is like making him do something, right? Like defeating him, right? And so, and then how do we realize that Penny is the monster? Well, she's the exact opposite. When she goes down the stairs to go work at where she works, right? Which is a physical labor job, right? For the majority of the series, she's going down, right? And when she gets at her job, she's terrible at it. She's really not. She doesn't slay monsters at all, right? But then when she goes back to her personal life, she is in control of the environment completely, right? And so the reality is, Penny controls her personal life and has no control over her professional life. And then Leonard has complete control of his professional life and no control of his personal life, right? And the reality and the reason why is basically the only thing that can really destroy Leonard are not dragons. They're not gelatinous cubes. It's the really unusual things in the monster manual that are found above, outside of the dungeon, right? And so the profundity is, and this is the point, who has a better life, Penny or Leonard? And the answer is clearly Leonard. He has wealth, he has privilege, he has access, he has friends, right? And he has security, right? From his ability to bring gold pieces back. Penny doesn't have any of these things, right? And the reality is, she does have control of her personal life, right? And is able to interact very smoothly, but she doesn't have security. She doesn't have, and she is really tossed. You know, when she goes into her professional world, she's very tossed about, right? So that is the profundity. Now, in Dungeons and Dragons, it's on us to accomplish this, right? To make sure that we have these profundity, in our games, and so the entire point is, now that you see it, now that I've explained it, now that I've shown that that Big Bang Theory has these profundity vectors, you need to do the same in your Dungeons and Dragons game. You need to establish profundity in your game and make sure that there's a profound truth that you know that can be discovered by the other Dragon Masters, that can be discovered by the Dungeon Master, right? It's on you. It's your duty. Why are you obligated to it? Because I've told you to do it, right? And I am defining the next 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons. We're not just going to chop goblins in half. We're not going to swill beer and do nothing. We're going to find truth in Dungeons and Dragons, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments below and send your traffic. Please consider like, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.